Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and Batman Unburied is an amazing narrative podcast series available on Spotify out now. This video was sponsored by Spotify, whom we have partnered with to break down this first episode of the series, in which we find Bruce Wayne as a forensic pathologist voiced by Winston Duke as he hunts the Harvester, voiced by Sam Witwer, whom you may know as the haunting voice of Maul on the Star Wars animated series. I mean, it's not every day we try to break down an audio podcast here on New Rockstars, but I think when you listen to this, you'll find this Batman mystery to be as rich and as twisted as any other. So episode 1 opens with audio reports.
In the counties of New Rotterdam, Fort Adolphus, and multiple homicides in Gotham City proper. All the work of a killer some are calling the Gotham Harvester, who has taken organs from his victims.
Yes, New Rotterdam and Fort Adolphus are both aliases for Gotham City in the comics, New Rotterdam being its original Dutch name. But then the station changes to a talk radio DJ.
Citywide curfew in effect as of a few hours ago. But if you're anything like me, you're wide awake and wired. So if you're still with me out there, shivering in this unseasonable cold, I'll keep it warm for you here. Because this is Summer Gleason, and you are listening to the sound of summer on WYBS.
Yes, Summer Gleason is a WGOB news reporter from Batman the Animated Series. She mentions the unseasonable cold, reflecting Bruce's job in the morgue of this hospital, and how he later compares his workplace to the icy depths of hell. And then on to that hospital, where Dr. Bruce Wayne performs an autopsy on a Jane Doe, one of the Harvester's victims, alongside Kel, his new morgue attendant.
Oh God, she's warm.
This your first?
Second, but my last one was not like this.
Yeah, Kel doesn't get into it here, but it does sound like she might have a hidden past that she's not disclosing. Like she's only been around one dead body before, and now she works as a morgue attendant. Anyway, while Bruce analyzes the body, he has Kel read the police report.
Construction crew found her hanging from a crane in Tri-Corner Yards.
Starting physical exam.
She was tied up, quote, Vitruvian man pose.
Yes, the Vitruvian man was Leonardo da Vinci's sketch that showed the human form splayed out, which was meant to demonstrate the ratio of the limbs of the human body. Now, fun fact, da Vinci gave that man in the sketching his own face, the face of the artist. All of this gives us insight into the Harvester's academic mind and his religious appreciation for intelligent design. Bruce uses his unusual method of empathizing with the deceased.
I'm his victim. He selected me. Why?
Now, ironically, this method ends up becoming Bruce's actual question, as he himself becomes a literal victim of the Harvester.
I am chosen. I have something to give.
They realize that the Harvester already washed this body.
He washed her feet, her legs. He cares for us.
Us?
Yes, Bruce switches to first-person plural pronouns, perhaps a sign for him considering himself a separate entity than the victim, but still someone cared for alongside her by the Harvester. And also, as we learn, all of this is really a collective understanding of service coming from Jesus washing the disciples' feet, which Bruce starts to hint at here.
I'm a church. A church he wandered into at random.
The biblical allusions continue when the Harvester sneaks in to attack Bruce here, slicing his side and muttering into his ear.
I am a man, I am a man, and a woman's from my rib. And I am a man, I am a man, and a man is organs. And the organs are weighed. They are weighed against a feather, and if it's lighter than
Yes, I am man, woman is from my rib, referencing the book of Genesis when God crafted Eve from Adam's rib. But then the Harvester mixes his allusions by referencing Egyptian mythology, where upon death, one's heart is weighed on scales by Anubis against the weight of a feather. Before he leaves, the Harvester cuts a piece of the victim's brain and places it on Bruce's tongue so that he can taste her fear. Now later, while in recovery, Bruce tells Detective Teague,
he was wearing a mask. Like one of those paramilitary wannabes of Balaclava. Army surplus kind of thing.
Yes, the image we get in our heads evokes the Riddler in the recent Matt Reeves Batman, who also suited up in an army surplus mask. But his parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, arrive still alive, voiced here by Lance Reddick and Tox Alangadoya. Thomas tells his son,
which organ did he take?
You shouldn't be thinking about this.
Come on, he took something. I know he took something.
It was the pancreas.
Yes, the pancreas produces insulin, which helps control blood sugar, which would be interesting then. The harvester would also make Bruce taste the victim's amygdala, giving him something to taste, but crippling his ability to digest it. Thomas scolds Bruce for performing 300 autopsies so far this year, well over the 250 annually allowed by one doctor under state law, making Bruce morbidly obsessed. I love the choice, by the way, to make the world's greatest detective a medical expert, akin to Sherlock Holmes' training being in the field of medicine. Then on to another radio segment.
Welcome to the Grey Ghost Radio Hour.
Yes, Grey Ghost was a fictional hero from Bruce's childhood in the animated series, voiced by Adam West. Grey Ghost was a vigilante who, like Zorro, inspired Bruce to become Batman. Bruce takes mandatory therapy sessions with Dr. Hunter, voiced by John Rhys Davies, who uses hypnosis-inducing light-based equipment.
Thought is electrochemical impulse passed through wrinkled flesh. And to think even the simplest thing, to retrieve even the simplest memory, is to capture lightning in a bottle.
Do not be surprised if Dr. Hunter might have a more duplicitous agenda, which even hints at here in the scene.
Which one is it, by the way? Are you a doctor or a hunter?
A bit of both, I'm afraid.
Then Hunter asks,
Sexually active?
You want to know if I'm into leather?
Everything is about sex except sex.
Leather. A possible nod to Bruce's relationship with Selena Kyle, known for her leather attire. But then Hunter says,
Just say whatever comes naturally. Just shoot from the hip.
Shoot from... I don't like that term.
Why?
I don't like guns.
Oh, or figures of speech, it would appear. All right. Any particular reason for your aversion to guns?
Bruce, I've just seen what guns do to a body.
Yes, the sound of bats creep into Bruce's mind as he thinks about guns. Yet again, his parents are still alive here. Bruce talks here about living in Thomas's shadow.
And every time he walks down to visit, it must feel like he's walking into frozen over hell.
Yes, again, frozen over hell, an image from Dante's Inferno, in which the bottommost ninth circle of hell is frozen over. Later on at his home, Martha tries to set him up.
You know who I saw at the community center? That reporter woman. You went to college with her. Victoria?
Vicky Vale.
Yes, Vicky Vale, of course, Batman's love interest and reporter from the comics. But Martha spills her drink on her shirt, and while cleaning it, she breaks her pearl necklace.
Mom?
Bruce? Bruce? Are you okay? They're just pearls.
Another odd moment with bat sounds, seeming to echo an alternate life where, of course, famously, Martha's pearl necklace was broken when she and Thomas were murdered. And in the midst of this hallucinatory state, the harvester calls Bruce, and Bruce asks the killer why he washes the bodies.
Jesus washing the disciples' feet.
Oh, you, sir, have been to church. Very good. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet.
Yes, he quotes John 13:14, the story of Jesus washing the feet of the disciples at the Last Supper, which is a ritual still practiced in Holy Week services. The harvester reveals that he already left in Bruce's freezer a surprise.
It's half of every organ.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Don't look.
Some ancient cultures, if you ate of a person, you could really know them, you could become them. I'm a martyr, or I will be, but I'm not Christ. Sometimes I think I might be the other one.
Yes, the other one, half. This duality motif suggests the harvester is torn between multiple identities, at least one of whom has some major cannibalistic tendencies, which sounds like he may have even linked with the practice of Catholic communion. This is some heavy stuff here, and I cannot wait to listen to episode 2. Listen to the Batman Unburied podcast on Spotify, out now. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.